My child, I know that many times your eyes filled with silent tears. I saw those nights when you lay on your pillow, trying to understand everything that seemed to be falling apart around you. I heard every sigh that escaped your chest, even those that no one else noticed. Nothing escaped my attention. When you thought no one cared about you, I was already there, sitting right beside you, drying your tears with the tips of my invisible fingers. Beloved child, listen to my voice now. This is not the end. It is only the beginning of something much greater. Just as a seed must die in the soil for life to sprout from it, I too allow certain endings to make space for new beginnings that you cannot yet see. There are dreams you thought were buried, doors that slammed shut so abruptly it felt like the ground was pulled out from beneath your feet. I also know how many times your tired heart whispered, "God, why?" But today I tell you with all the tenderness that dwells in my being, what seems like loss is often liberation. What seems like defeat is strategy for something much greater. Look at nature, my child. Watch the river flowing gently among the rocks. It does not stop at obstacles. It adapts, persists, flows around them, and its sound echoes life wherever it passes. So are you in my hands. When a stone appears in your path, it is not to stop you, but to strengthen the echo of your existence. Every tear you've shed, every battle that seemed endless, every bitter goodbye your heart endured, all of it is being woven into something that one day you will call victory. I am the one who turns weeping into laughter, struggle into testimony, wounds into healing. I see your scars, my child, and in them I write stories of overcoming. Maybe you've been wounded by harsh words, by difficult people, by cruel rejections. Maybe you've collected disappointments like stones weighed down in your chest. But today I ask you, let go of those stones. Don't cling to what is behind you. Allow me to use each one to build a bridge to the new time I have prepared for you. I never promised the path would be easy, but I did promise I would walk with you every step, and I keep my promises. Even when you can't feel me, even when your eyes are clouded with pain, I am present. I am the God who turns deserts into blooming gardens. The most beautiful flower often blooms from the harshest soil, and so it will be with you. In days of sorrow, I planted in your heart the strength that is now beginning to bloom. I want you to remember, waiting is not a waste, it is preparation. The pause you feel is not abandonment, it is refinement. In the silence, I am shaping you to carry the weight of the blessing that is coming. I am the potter, you are the clay. And every time you felt like breaking, I was actually remaking you stronger, more beautiful, and more full of purpose. Do not fear change. Change does not mean I've abandoned you. Change is a sign that the time of harvest is near. You are not a leaf blown by the wind without direction. You are a tree planted by streams of water. You will bear fruit in due time, and your leaves will not wither. You are mine. You belong. You have a future. When you look back, you will see that nothing was in vain. Every struggle that seemed to break you, every battle that drained your strength, every betrayal that left scars, all of it was worked by my hands to take you deeper, closer to me. You will see that the trials that seemed unbearable were actually instruments to launch you into higher flights. My child, I know your limitations. I know of the nights you wanted to give up, of the mornings you lifted your head not knowing how to move forward. I know those gray days when your dreams felt like dust scattered in the wind. But I also know the dreams I planted in you, and I do not abandon what I begin. You will still live the promises that now seem distant. You will still smile with that wide, genuine smile, the fruit of victories you can't even imagine today. Don't worry about speed. True growth, the kind that lasts, happens quietly, like roots deepening before the tree rises. Many will only see your sudden success. But I saw the entire hidden process, and it was in that process that I delighted in you the most. When you kept going, even without strength. When you chose to trust without understanding. When you worshipped, even when you felt nothing. Now I tell you, the season of sorrow is coming to an end. You've walked through dark valleys. You've faced cold nights when dawn seemed it would never come. But today I blow upon you a new wind, gentle like a breeze in a field of flowers. Though a few more raindrops may fall, they will no longer be violent storms trying to uproot you. They will be peaceful drops that water the dreams that lay dormant within you. Though a few tears may still fall, they will no longer be from deep pain, but from sweet emotion as you see with your own eyes what you once could only imagine in the depths of your soul. You are passing through an invisible portal, my child. Your feet, though weary, are stepping into new territory that I have prepared for you. a place where the soil will be fertile, where your hands will harvest what you sowed in tears and prayers. This is not the end. It is the beginning of something extraordinarily greater. Keep walking even if your steps feel unsteady. Every small movement of your faith is precious to me. Keep dreaming, even if fear tries to blow uncertainty into your thoughts. Your dreams are seeds I myself planted in your heart, and I am faithful to make them bloom. Keep waiting, even if time seems to drag like a slow river among the stones. I'm writing a story in you that cannot be rushed, for every beautiful story is built with patience. I am here. I am not a distant God nor a silent observer. I am by your side, holding your hand like a father who never abandons his child along the way. When your eyes see only walls, remember, I specialize in opening paths where there were none. When your heart feels exhausted, remember, I am the one who renews strength like the eagle, the one who makes you run and not grow weary. I am healing you from the inside out. Wounds you had grown used to carrying, I am restoring parts of you that had dimmed from pain. I am preparing encounters, sweet reunions, surprises, and new dreams that will rekindle your hope like a flame that cannot be extinguished by the winds of struggle. And when you least expect it, my child, when you're simply living one day at a time, you'll see flowers bloom where you thought the land was dry. You'll see life pulse in what once seemed barren, infertile, impossible. You will see that I am the God who calls into existence what does not exist. You will see that I am the restorer of ruins, the rebuilder of forgotten dreams, the new growth rising from ashes. Nothing, absolutely nothing is over for you. You have not yet seen all that I have planned. Your story didn't end in the chapters of pain. I am writing new pages. Pages of unexpected victories, abundant laughter, and new beginnings full of color, faith, and purpose. Breathe deeply now. Feel my strong and silent embrace surrounding every part of your story. What went well and what didn't, what you understand and what still remains a mystery. Feel my presence warming the cold corners of your heart. Hear my voice telling you, you are mine, you are precious, you are stronger than you think because I am in you. I, the Lord, declare over your life there is still so much to live. There are still mountains to conquer, there are still dreams to dream and fulfill, there are still new smiles to give and tears of gratitude to shed. You are my beloved child, and your future, oh, your future is infinitely greater, more beautiful and more meaningful than all the wounds of your past. So today, with all my tenderness and my strength, I affirm to you this is not the end, it is only the beginning of something so much greater. My child, now that your heart is quieter, I want to reveal something deeper. There were times I didn't calm the storm around you because I wanted to calm the storm inside you first. Peace isn't always found in the absence of trouble. It is often found in the stillness that grows when you trust me despite the noise. You have asked me many times for answers, but I longed instead to give you understanding. And understanding does not always come in words. It comes in the shaping of your heart, in the expansion of your capacity to love, to forgive, to see beyond appearances. You wondered why certain people left your life so suddenly. What seemed like abandonment was, in truth, protection. Not everyone can walk with you where I'm taking you. I saw what you couldn't see, and I removed what would have eventually wounded your purpose. You also asked me why certain doors remained closed, no matter how hard you knocked. I did not close them to punish you. I closed them to preserve you. You saw opportunity, but I saw danger hidden behind the surface. Trust that every no was part of a greater yes. And when it felt like your voice was lost in a sea of noise, I want you to know I was still listening. Even the prayers you didn't know how to speak were caught by my spirit and carried to me. I heard your silence louder than any cry. There were seasons when everything felt too small. Your room, your routine, your influence. It was not confinement, but incubation. I was stretching you internally before I increased your external territory. You often wished for immediate change, but transformation rarely happens overnight. I chose to work layer by layer so your growth would have roots and your future would have a firm foundation. You feared that being overlooked meant you were unqualified. But I say to you now, hiddenness does not mean insignificance. In the quiet spaces, I was refining your character, not denying your calling. There are gifts inside you that you've barely touched. Creativity you dismissed, ideas you shelved, strengths you underestimated. I placed them there and I'm awakening them now, one by one. Remember how you felt drawn to help others even while you were hurting? That was me placing purpose in your pain. You weren't being used, you were being entrusted. Only those who've walked through the fire can speak of its heat and still carry healing in their voice. My child, you've seen seasons where resources dried up. Money, opportunities, friendships. It felt like loss, but it was discipline. I was teaching you not to rely on the visible, but to walk by faith. And there were times you clung tightly to what was comfortable, fearing what the future might require, but I gently loosened your grip, not to leave you empty, but to place something better in your hands. The delay you resented became the season of preparation you'll one day thank me for. What seemed like stagnation was actually me aligning everything with precision. I wasn't late, I was perfecting the timing. You've compared yourself to others and wondered why their path seemed easier. But you don't see their process, only their product. I tailor each journey uniquely, and yours is carved with care and intention. I know how you shrink back when you feel inadequate, but I'm calling you forward anyway. Your strength was never meant to come from self-confidence, but from me dwelling within you. I don't ask for perfection, I ask for surrender. You are not behind. You are right where you need to be. Every twist in the road has been accounted for. Even your detours have been folded into my design. I've seen the relationships that drained your joy, the words that wounded your self-worth. And now I'm restoring your boundaries, teaching you how to love others without abandoning yourself. You don't need to prove your worth, my child. You don't need to earn your place. You already have it. You are not trying to become someone valuable. You are discovering who you already are in me. The healing you seek won't always come in lightning strikes or sudden deliverance. It will come like the dawn, softly, steadily, until one day you realize the shadows have lifted. You feared being too much for some and not enough for others. But you were never meant to fit into every space. I designed you to fit perfectly in the space I prepared for you. There are people I'm bringing into your life, not to fill your emptiness, but to multiply your joy. They will recognize your light, not compete with it. They'll water what I've planted in you, not trample it. You've been misunderstood and it stung. But I'm using it to deepen your compassion so you can be a safe place for others who carry hidden wounds like yours. You prayed for open doors, but I'm also teaching you how to walk through them with integrity. Gifting may open opportunities, but character will keep them. Your endurance matters to me. Every time you chose to do the right thing when it was hard, I saw it. Nothing done in love, in faith, or in sacrifice is ever wasted in my kingdom. You worried about missing my will, but I say this, if your heart remains in me, I can redirect even your missteps. My guidance is not fragile. I am the shepherd who never loses his sheep. Even your restlessness is sacred. It signals the stirring of something new. I'm not calling you to settle. I'm calling you to listen deeper, to move with me, not just for me. The waiting room is not a punishment, it's a classroom. And the tests you face here are forming muscles for the next mountain you will climb. Some of your tears were not because you were weak, but because you are finally being softened. A tender heart is not a liability in my kingdom, it's a mark of strength. You've held on to past failures as if they define you, but I've never used them against you. I use them as soil, dark, buried, and broken, yet fertile for grace to grow. Let me remind you, you are not a project to be fixed. You are a story unfolding, and I, the author, am not done writing.